Number 10. Exploding trees. This one sounds like something out of a cartoon, but it's unfortunately very real. During extreme cold snaps, trees can literally explode with the force of a gunshot. The technical term is frostquakes or cryoseismic events, but I prefer exploding trees because it sounds way more metal. What happens is, when the temperature drops rapidly, the sap inside the tree freezes and expands, creating pressure that builds up until the tree just can't take it anymore and explodes, sending chunks of wood flying at deadly speeds. People have reported hearing sounds like gunshots or cannons going off in the middle of the night, followed by finding pieces of trees embedded in their walls or cars. The really bizarre part is that it's completely unpredictable. You could have two identical trees side by side, and only one will explode, while the other just chills there, like nothing happened. Number 9. Death by laughter. Okay, this one isn't technically caused by nature directly, but it is a natural bodily response that can kill you, and it's happened more times than you'd think. The mechanism of fatal laughter is pretty straightforward. Prolonged, intense laughter can lead to a cardiac arrest due to a dramatically elevated heart rate, asphyxia, because your body can't get enough oxygen or other fatal complications. There have been documented cases throughout history of people literally dying from laughing too hard. In 1989, a Danish man died from laughter while watching the movie A Fish Called Wanda. And in ancient Greece, a man reportedly died laughing at his own joke, which honestly is probably the way I'd want to go out if I had to choose. It's like your body's way of saying, okay, that's enough fun for one day, time to die. Number 8. Toxic honey. Yes, honey can kill you, and not just because of the sugar content. We're talking about legitimate poison honey, also known as mad honey, which sounds like something you'd order at a sketchy food truck, but is actually a real thing that has been documented for over 2,000 years. This delightful treat is produced when bees collect nectar from rhododendron flowers, which contain gray antitoxins. These toxins don't just disappear when the bees make honey. They become concentrated into what is essentially nature's version of a Molotov cocktail disguised as a breakfast condiment. The symptoms of mad honey poisoning include hallucinations, vomiting, irregular heartbeat, and in severe cases, death. But here's the really bizarre part. People actually seek this stuff out on purpose, especially in Turkey, where it's considered a delicacy and is sold for hundreds of dollars per pound. Because apparently, nothing says fine dining like risking your life for a sandwich spread. Number 7. Death by meteorite. Okay, this one might seem like cheating since technically it's not really nature. It's more like space deciding to drop a rock on your head. But hear me out. Meteorites are natural objects, and they do occasionally make it through our atmosphere to ruin someone's day. Now, the good news is that your chances of being killed by a meteorite are roughly 1 in 700,000, which are actually better odds than winning the lottery. So you're more likely to become rich than to become a pancake courtesy of outer space. But here's the thing that makes this death particularly bizarre. It's not the impact that usually kills you, it's the panic that follows. In 2013, a meteorite exploded over Russia, and while nobody was directly killed by the space rock itself, over 1,500 people were injured, mostly from running into things or getting cut by glass from windows that shattered due to the sonic boom. So technically, nature found a way to kill people with a rock without even hitting them with, which is honestly kind of impressive in a twisted way. Number 6. Death by rain. This might sound impossible since rain is just water falling from the sky, but nature has found several creative ways to make precipitation deadly. First, there's the phenomenon of acid rain, which can be so corrosive that it literally dissolves statues and buildings. So imagine what it does to your skin and lungs. Then there are flash floods, which can happen with shocking speed, turning a gentle stream into a raging torrent in minutes. But the really bizarre way rain can kill you is through something called rain shock, which occurs when extremely cold rain suddenly hits your body, causing your blood vessels to constrict rapidly, leading to cardiac arrest. This is particularly dangerous for people who are caught in sudden downpours without proper clothing, because their body temperature can drop so quickly that their heart just stops working. That means something as innocent as getting caught without an umbrella can literally be a death sentence. Number 5. Death by fruit. The manchineel tree is so toxic that even standing under it during a rainstorm can give you blisters. And if you're unlucky enough to actually eat its fruit, well, let's just say it's been nicknamed the tree of death for a reason. The fruit looks like innocent little green apples, but they contain toxins so potent that even a small bite can cause severe burning in your mouth and throat, followed by difficulty swallowing and potentially death. The Spanish conquistadors used to tie their enemies to these trees as a form of execution, which honestly seems like overkill when you could just make them eat the fruit. It's like nature's version of a serial killer that lures you in with promises of a healthy snack before slowly dissolving your digestive system. Number 4, death by oxygen. Yes, the thing that keeps you alive can also kill you, and it's more common than you might think. Oxygen toxicity occurs when you breathe air with too high a concentration of oxygen, which can happen to deep-sea divers, scuba divers, or people using oxygen therapy. The symptoms include seizures, lung damage, and eventually death. Deep-sea divers are especially at risk because at certain depths, breathing pure oxygen becomes toxic to the central nervous system, causing seizures that can lead to drowning. It's nature's ultimate practical joke, making the thing you need most to stay alive into something that can kill you if you're not careful. Number 3, killer lakes. You know what's scarier than a lake that looks perfectly normal but can suffocate an entire village in minutes? Lake Nyos in Cameroon did exactly that in 1986, when it suddenly released a massive cloud of carbon dioxide that killed over 1,700 people and thousands of animals within a 15-mile radius. Now, you might be thinking, how does a lake just decide to become a weapon of mass destruction? Well, it turns out that some lakes can accumulate dissolved CO2 in their deeper waters, kind of like a giant natural soda bottle. And when something disturbs the water, whether it's an earthquake, landslide, or even just the right weather condition, the lake can suddenly release all that gas at once, creating a deadly cloud that hugs the ground and suffocates everything in its path. The really terrifying part is that this can happen with zero warning. 1 minute, you're living your normal life next to a beautiful lake, and the next minute you're being chased by an invisible cloud of death that moves faster than you can run. Number 2, death by plant. The castor bean plant produces ricin, which is one of the most deadly toxins known to man. Just a few seeds can kill an adult human. What makes this particularly terrifying is how common these plants are. They're grown as ornamental plants in gardens all over the world, which means that one of the most dangerous substances on Earth is probably growing in your neighbor's backyard right now. The symptoms of ricin poisoning are absolutely brutal, starting with nausea and vomiting, then progressing to severe dehydration, organ failure, and eventually death. And by the way, there's no antidote. Once you've ingested enough ricin, you're basically just waiting to die while your body slowly shuts down. The plant is so dangerous that even handling the seeds can be risky, yet people continue to grow them for decoration, because apparently we humans have a death wish. Number 1, death by beauty. The most bizarre way nature can kill you is through something so beautiful that you literally can't look away, and it kills you. This actually happens with certain types of aurora borealis, or northern lights, specifically the rare red auroras that occur during extreme solar storms. These auroras are so incredibly beautiful and mesmerizing that people have been known to stare at them for hours without taking care of basic needs like staying warm or hydrated. In extreme cold conditions, this can lead to hypothermia, dehydration, and death. But the really bizarre part is that the same solar storms that create these deadly beautiful lights also emit dangerous levels of radiation that can cause altitude sickness, seizures, and cardiac problems in sensitive individuals. So you're literally being killed by beauty, while also being slowly poisoned by invisible space radiation. It's like nature decided that if it was going to kill you, it might as well give you the most spectacular light show in the universe while doing it.